Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Quinland. I am Patrick, I'm your host today, and today our featured attraction is us. Actually, we're going to continue a previous attraction, which is us continuing into the game called Disturbed, which is an interactive, choose your own adventure, choice based story style horror game about a farmer who's living in the post apocalypse and he's trying to do something about it. So, if you've watched my other videos, this is where I left off exactly before, where I have to choose between three different doors, and we are just going to continue from there. Alright, let's start off with just inspecting the supplies. You walk about the room, browsing through the dust-covered storage. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch and has minimal wear. You decide to take the rope. Okay. Let's go left. You enter a small room with a hole in the wall. There are other objects in the room, none of them interest you. Okay, continue. You move forward into the darkness. Okay, so this is me going backwards now, so I need to go left again. So I got a rope. Let's go right, because that puts me back up into the basement. This should bring me back to, yeah, right here. Okay, you turn, and instead of going left this time, I'm going to go into the middle door. You enter a room full of metal cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages surely did not like to be locked up. You notice there is an animal in the cage on the left of the room. But from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. Well, that's sad. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with two cell doors. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. Quick save. Realizing that you are not prepared for the moment like this, you move slowly back toward the other room. To your dismay, the dog follows your every movement. Before you can do anything, the dog leaps forward toward you. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Who's a good boy? That's the achievement. Alright, so load game. From the quick load of this one. The beast doesn't look very... Oh, I'm just about to die again. So let's not do that quick load. I'll do the other one. I'm actually gonna... Alright, so quick load. Eventually you make it to some sort of concrete room turning... Okay. So I guess if I go, I think that was the middle door. If I go down the middle door, then I reach the dog and die. So, not the left door. Wrong choice. Right door. You enter a small room. There is a large cauldron in the center of the room, with wood resting beneath it. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned the place out. You look into the pot, but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. And to throw behind you. You walk up the steps. You enter a large room with air polluted with dust, a spiderweb covered walls and ceiling. Where should you go now? I came from downstairs. So let's go to... I'm thinking if I go outside, then I'll hit that invisible barrier thing at the tower again. So let's go to the far door. Well, this is an empty room. The door struggles to move, but you enter in what appears to be a spider's den. Oh god, am I going to die by a spider? Damn, I should have saved. The air is thick and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there's a couple items in the room that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground you will no doubt need. That startled me. Before you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. With nothing to defend yourself, the spider quickly bites you. You begin to lose feeling all over your body, and everywhere everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. Okay. Let's go upstairs now. You discover what looks like a private library. There's a passageway before you. There are bookshelves on the left and right. Let's browse the books. You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of the Ancients. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of Stone. Oh, this is going to give me like things about how to complete the game, I guess. Years before current times, there was a unique religious practice that revolved around in the Stonehenge. I can't read. Wow, that was bad. It is said that these stones are lined up in a special way and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing this stones this way unlocks the ancient power researchers still have trouble understanding. In the middle of the circle, there will be a stone or two for the keystone to rest on. This is a great mystery of the ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written that the energies from the surrounding stones channel their power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page has been torn out. Okay, Deception by Music. There's a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to an instrument, but how the musician goes about playing given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are few instruments recommended. The harp is one of these recommended instruments. From vicious dogs to shy unicorns, the soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. Okay, so this is just telling me about the stuff that's killed me before, which is kind of interesting but annoying. I wonder if I'm going to find these things, like if I'm going to find a harp and can get past the dog or get the unicorn. If that's the case, this game is going to be a lot longer than I expected. Flipping through the pages, there was one in particular with ink markings all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with. It is merely a myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power, even if such a fate is yours. Bare hands cannot contain the force. It must be bent and channeled through a specifically crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such a power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of power remain as powerful artifacts with nations around the world would fight for. Okay, move forward. So am I going to find these things? You walk up more stairs and pause as you notice the stone carvings of a person praying is attached to the wall. There is something odd about it. You can't put your finger on it. With caution, you continue up the stairs. You enter a strange room with a large globe centered in the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there is a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice there is another passageway like the previous room. Let's open the chest. Approach the chest. You notice that there is a lock fastened to it. With no key to unlock the chest, you decide to leave it alone. That's probably the key that's in the spider's room, but it didn't tell me that there was anything to use against the spider. Inspect the globe. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal, and there is a fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scratched across the globe. It takes you a moment but you find a marking of where you are. Aramor. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within the area made with black ink. There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. To add to the mystery, there's a similar markings on areas around the globe. Okay. Continue forward. You climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. Open the hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. You have made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure as if they were feeding off the energies of the stone. Whoa. I don't know if y'all saw that, but the screen just got blurry. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. I'm going to destroy the stone. This may be your only chance. You approach the stone and grasp on it. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life is drained from your body. Only the bones remain to testify of your death. Your adventure ends here. You have no power here. Okay, guys, so I believe I've investigated most of the options, but I think there were other paths. If I go back to... Yeah, I didn't ever go to the middle or the right here, so let's find out where these lead. Oh, look, passageway divides you. Where do you go? Just go right, I guess. Oh, look, a mushroom. The passageway soon ends, and a large mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. Inspect the mushroom. You walk toward the mushroom, as if there were something more than what meets the eye. Walking forward, you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits no bottom, and you fall in. You reach to grab hold of the edge of the surface, and your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely, as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch or warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here. Okay, so going right is another death option. But let's go right, and then go left. You walk forward in the dark to ensure what lies behind. Two paths. Which do you choose? Let's go right. Oh, look, a ship. As you make your way forward, you discover a large cavern. An old ship rests against the edge of the lake, with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Inspect the ship. You cautiously walk down toward the ship. The air is chilling, and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay too long. The possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. You take a moment to observe your surroundings. You are only welcomed by the tickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you feel is heavy as you hear the sound of the wood creaking under your feet. You feel the ship has been here for some time. You explore under the deck. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you should take a moment to inspect it. Let's inspect the oven. You see a lone pot resting on a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fill the oven chamber. You close the door. You pull one out after another, finding that they have been emptied. Dust spreads through the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat droppings dotting the edge of the wall. You take the knife in hopes you can defend yourself with it. Okay, so I've gotten a knife now. have a room of the captain, unlike the other parts of the ship. Everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There is a small bed off near the corner of the room, and some chairs in the other. You have the feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything. Other than the lamp and other objects, there is a small stack of papers in contrast to the lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. Loan document. Notice to the crew. Due to an unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 or 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Stack of papers. Peering through the papers is Peering about the pages of this collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes and journal entries. You pick a few up and begin to read. Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands and lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We now suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my crew, my favorite crew, have passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in their eyes, and my fellow laborers, as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half, in fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of the failure. Those men who have their lives, the sacrifice to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. With much pain we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. Okay. Seeing that there's little left to see, you take your leave. The wood under your feet crackle as you exit the vessel. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. I think that was right. Let's go left. You move forward into the darkness. Okay, so that takes me back. Let's go forward. You cautiously step forward into the darkness. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Let's go right. You hear the subtle echoing of shifting rocks before you. Jesus Christ, what the hell are you? An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst out of the ground and grip your body. It pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. You remember the knife that you found, and the struggle to bring it out. With success, you hold the knife and begin to cut away at the appendages that bind you. The room vibrates as you cut, and the creature immediately leaves you alone. I'm going to do a quick save here. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. You come to a divide. Which way will you go? I can't remember which way I said. Let's go left. You continue. Okay, so it brings me back here, so I gotta go right. Forward. Go right. The path you walk comes to an end. Before you shines a pillar of light. The light rests on a corpse that seems to have been here a while. Near the corpse stands a lone flower. For some reason, you feel hope. enter your heart as you gaze upon the flower. There is something special about the scene. You can't put your finger on it. Perhaps it may be best to leave in reverence for now. You come to divide. No, I want to go back to right. Because I need to pick up the flower. Okay. Whatever. Well, now that I have the rope, I have a knife too. But since I have the rope, let's go up to the spider and see if maybe I can fight it with the... Go right. Fight it with the knife. I'm actually making some progress. It only took me forever of hunting around. Okay guys, so now I'm back at the room, or the doorway with the spider. Let's see if the knife I found on the boat can help me. Door struggles to be open. It appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick with web and body parts. Before you can even act, a large spider falls down. Oh, you pull out the knife and stab the spider when you can. Unfortunately, the knife doesn't scare the spider and it bites you with ease. Oh, okay. Oh god. I realize I'm about to die again, but I need to see if I still have my knife. Okay, I do still have my knife. Okay. So, I have a knife and a rope. Maybe I can go fish the gemstone out of the water. But actually, I'm going to leave this episode here, you guys. I appreciate you all watching. If you like if you like the videos, go ahead and just hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like a free season pass to Quinlan, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I would like to thank you all for coming today, and we will see you next time.